The Harlow family arrived at their new home as the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the overgrown lawn. The house, a sprawling Victorian mansion at the edge of whispering woods, loomed over them, its windows dark and empty. The town spoke of the house in hushed tones, whispering tales of its former occupants who had vanished without a trace. 10-year-old Emma shivered, clutching her worn teddy bear closer. Her parents, oblivious to her unease, seemed excited about their new home. "Just think of the adventures we'll have," her father said, his voice echoing in the stillness. But Emma couldn't shake the feeling of being watched, a sensation that intensified as they crossed the threshold into the darkened house. The air inside was stale and heavy with the scent of dust and decay. Cobwebs clung to every corner, and floorboards creaked ominously beneath their feet. As her parents busied themselves with unpacking, Emma wandered off to explore, her footsteps echoing in the silence. Each room seemed to hold its breath, guarding secrets that sent shivers down her spine. That night, as Emma lay in bed, her room filled with the unfamiliar sounds of the old house settling around her, a new sound reached her ears, a soft whisper, barely audible above the creaking floorboards. It seemed to be coming from the attic, a place her parents had warned her was off limits. Curiosity, stronger than her fear, drew her from her bed. She crept down the hallway, her bare feet silent on the cold wooden floor. The whispering grew louder as she approached the attic door, a heavy wooden thing bolted shut. With a deep breath, she reached for the handle. The door creaked open, revealing a steep flight of stairs that disappeared into darkness. The whispers were louder now, urging her forward. Heart pounding, she took a tentative step inside, the musty smell of the attic filling her nostrils. Cobwebs brushed her face as she climbed the stairs, the darkness pressing in on her like a suffocating blanket. The attic was a vast, shadowy space, cluttered with forgotten furniture and shrouded in a thick layer of dust. Moonlight streamed through a single grimy window, illuminating dust motes dancing in the air. The whispers seemed to be coming from the far end of the attic, near a towering full-length mirror draped in a dusty sheet. As Emma approached the mirror, her hand trembling, the whispers grew louder, swirling around her like a cold wind. She could almost make out words now, but they were distorted, unintelligible. Hesitantly, she reached out and grasped the edge of the sheet, her fingers tingling with anticipation and dread. With a swift movement, she pulled the sheet away, and the mirror, its surface as black as ink, seemed to suck the light from the room. For a moment, she saw only her own reflection, her eyes wide with fear. Then, a shadowy figure began to emerge from the depths of the mirror, its form shifting and swirling like smoke. The figure in the mirror reached out, its long, bony fingers beckoning. Emma stumbled back, her heart pounding in her chest. But it was too late. A cold wind whipped through the attic, the force of it knocking her off her feet. She felt herself being pulled forward, her fingers scraping against the wooden floor, her screams lost in the roar of the wind. Then everything went black. When Emma opened her eyes, she was surrounded by darkness. The air was heavy and still, and a strange metallic scent filled her nostrils. She tried to sit up, but her arms and legs felt like lead. Panic welled up inside her, choking her. Where was she? What had happened? She called out for her parents, her voice raspy and weak. But the only answer was the echo of her own fear. She was trapped, alone in the suffocating darkness, with the chilling certainty that she was no longer in the attic, no longer even in her own world.